Jenny, do you think the parents did the right thing going to the police?
You know, I think that if these parents were acting out of fear, then they did the right thing, because when you fear the safety and the well-being of your children, what do? You call 911.
Jennifer, do you think that she should have gone to the cops or just go straight to the therapist office?
I think she should have been in your office, Dr. Drew. I think that this, to me, is using law enforcement for parenting instead of using them as support for criminal activity. Now, having sexual relations with a 13-year-old, absolutely not. That is called statutory rape. However, as a parent, and I've had 3 13-year-old girls, I have had conversations about where your body parts are shown in the privacy of your bedroom, not via text message or via electronic device. I don't believe that they should have taken her to the sheriff's office. I think that that's a parenting matter, not a criminal one.
And Sam, I see you nodding with Jennifer's comments, but I was told my kids, if you do something illegal, you will have to bear the consequence. I don't allow illegal activity, and if there's something illegal, the people that enforce the law will be around.
No, I understand that, and I commend those parents for having that mentality, but I have to agree with Jennifer in the sense that it's not addressing the underlying issue. I talk to tweens all the time, Dr. Drew, with my other show, and a lot of them are so naive and ignorant to the dangers of social media. They really are, and that's when it is the parents' job to continue on with their parenting. I know this is a new medium, but within social media, too, that these images that you take, whether it is a nude selfie or something provocative, they can haunt you and will haunt you for life, as well as predators, and the list goes on and on and on.
And Evie, do you think this girl is going to get tagged for selling or putting out child pornography?
I don't think so because of her age, but I do understand why the father did go to the police. This is the thing. She had already engaged with multiple people, so I think at some point they were afraid this was going to come back on them, and then we'd be having a different show saying what was wrong with these parents, why didn't go to law enforcement, what happened to their daughter, and all these different things. So I think that there were consequences that were set in place, and I think out of fear and concern, the parents, in some ways, they did the right thing.
Well, let's talk to the parents. I have exclusively on the phone the father of the 13-year-old girl. We're going to refer to him as John tonight. John, how did you discover all this?
Well, that morning, my 16-year-old son had got up to use the restroom and heard the voices in the room and thought that it was someone in the room with her.
And my understanding, there was an 18-year-old boy who also was soliciting sex from your daughter. Can you tell us about that piece of the story?
Yes, sir. What had happened was that there was an 18-year-old guy that was involved with it, which I had talked to the guy this afternoon and said that recently has been resolved. He still did send a text message and saying that, hey, could we meet up one afternoon for sex? But he did not send the nude pictures.
And have you contacted parents of the other kids with whom your daughter was communicating or were sending her provocative stuff back?
No, sir, I haven't. The Dinwiddie County Sheriff's Office did.
And Jenny, you have a question for the dad?
Yeah, I do. When you gave your daughter an iPad or an iPhone or a tablet or whatever she was using, did you happen to explain to her what she was and was not allowed to do with this? And did you have any parental controls on hand? Because there's so much access to so many apps where you can do this these days.
That is correct. And no, I did not, because who would think that their child is being the child that would do this? So,
yeah.
No, ma'am, I didn't.
John, let me ask you, how do you deal with that? What are your thoughts now? What's your message for other parents?
I mean, the app that my daughter was on is KIK, and recently in going over the app, I mean it's just an app that parents and stuff really need to look out for, because this app really allows, with my child being 13 years old, and it allowed
or encourages
her to send the pictures, and I mean, I understand it's like FaceTime, and then that it does, but still, this app, shouldn't be allowed. And yes, I'm truly wrong, and I'm against it too. But I did let my child was able to access to that.
Sam, you do.